Hey guys. So, I hope that everybody is doing well and is having a great day, great evening, afternoon, whatever the case may be. Today is November 3rd, 2025, when I am recording this. It is a Monday, actually. Um, and it just hit me that it's Monday. I have some other work I need to be doing. Anyway, um, so today I am going to be talking about the future. Um, so a little context. The Six of Cups tarot card has been coming out a lot for me lately, and it's so interesting because earlier today, this lady I follow on YouTube, shout out to Solara of Solara Speaks and Solara Rises. But she made a post today actually that kind of highlighted how the Six of Cups is in the collective energy right now and what that means from her perspective and all of that. And so that was really interesting to me. Just, those little moments of coincidence that, spark confirmation and different things. Anyway, for me, it's been coming out as just needing to connect with the inner child, with actual children, um, and kind of being that nurturer, guide, mentor that the inner child needed or still currently needs. Um, However, being that kind of grown up mentor kind of person while also still tapping into that inner child energy, that childlike energy where it's a simpler time. And, there's kind of no real responsibilities. You can kind of lean into the carefree aspects of life and joy and different things like that. And of course, childhood is not always joyful. And some of us have had it a little bit more difficult than others, unfortunately. And so maybe this is really especially pertinent right now. Maybe, really because that inner child didn't just go away just because life was difficult as a child, as an actual child. That inner child still wants to play, wants to have fun, wants to be at ease, wants to run around and, do all the things. And of course, now, being grown, we may not be able to. You might have a job to go to. You can't just go to the park and swing all day or, run around all day or whatever the case may be. Your body might not be able to let you do it the way that you used to do it when you were younger. That's for some of us. Okay. Um, However, that inner child is still in you and still wants to be tapped into and heard and seen and experienced and all of that. And so that was the first card that came out when I was pulling a little while ago. Um, and then the other cards that came out, it was a lot, so I'm not going to get into every single one that came out. However, the message that came through was basically kind of this energy of stagnancy, this energy of another day, kind of Groundhog Day type energy where it's just the same stuff, just every day. You get up, you go to work, you get up, you take care of the kids, you get up, just whatever, just the same day. You're living kind of the same day, just over and over and over. And you feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel like you can't move forward, you can't progress, you're not progressing, just whatever. Um, and and so it was that. And it was kind of this space of reimagining, what you want your future to be, questioning what that future is based on. Is that future based on what someone else has told you you should want? What somebody else wants for you. I know I personally, just even today, actually, even earlier today when I was at work, I was thinking about how, man, I am about to be 40 and I am not living in my head. I'm not living the 40-year-old life. Like, there's things that I feel I am very much behind on, and things that I should already know and just intuitively know and understand. And I should be doing just different things, and living a different life at 40 than the one that I'm currently living. I still, in a lot of ways, feel like I am kind of childlike in my understanding of things, um, in my ability to manage and handle things. Um, and so it does kind of make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, and I feel this pressure to be different because I'm 40. And, looking at the people around me, my family, people that I know, and they're doing different things at 40. They're showing up in different ways. And not necessarily just at 40, but just period. They're showing up differently than how I'm showing up. They're able to do different things than what I'm able to do. And it's that kind of hanged man, Eight of Swords energy. Like, when am I going to get out of this kind of box? When can I be the grown up finally? And so, yeah, so seeing the Six of Cups come out, it it's saying, hey, here's your permission to not be the grown up. Here's your permission for it to all be okay, that you don't have all the answers, that you maybe feel like you don't know where you're going or what to do. And maybe it's because you need to tap back into that younger you who wasn't even worried about that. You know what I'm saying? The younger you wasn't worried about having all the answers. The younger you wasn't worried about where am I going, and this kind of existentialism. Like, the younger you wasn't asking those questions. The younger you wasn't on that wavelength at all. And not to say that you should completely abandon all your responsibilities and just go back to being a child for real, for real. Not to say any of that. However, younger me wasn't concerned with the fate of my future the way that I am now. The younger me just wanted to read, just wanted to go play and have a good time. Okay, that's where I was at. And so it's tapping into that energy. What is a good time to you? From a childlike perspective, not like, oh yeah, hanging out, getting drunk, getting wasted, and, whatever. No, we ain't talk about that. Okay. Um, but childlike fun. Did you used to like to draw, to color, to paint, to play in the mud and the dirt? Did you like getting dirty and having a good time? I remember when I was very young and we had like picture day or something at school, and my mom, she put on this really pretty dress and it had like ruffles and all kind of stuff. And here I come after school, hair is a mess, ruffle hanging off the dress, trailing behind me. And she's like, "What in the world happened to you today?" But baby, I had a good day. Okay, that's what happened to me today. I had a good day. I had a real good day doing just living life as a child without any type of worry or concern about, oh, I have to stay clean. Oh, I have to keep this dress in, proper mint condition and all of that. Like I wasn't thinking about none of that. It was, oh, it's tag, baby, it's on. Okay. And this dress is getting in my way. Really? So you better be happy the ruffle is still here. And I didn't take some scissors to it. Okay. Um, but yeah, going back to those simpler times, what brought you joy? Was it tag? Because baby, I loved a good game of tag. Okay. Loved a good game of hopscotch. Like I just liked to play and run around and have fun um and so yeah, tap into that energy. What are those things that brought you joy? What are those things that were fun to you that you just kind of lost touch with? One thing that I've been trying to do is get like cutesy stuff around me. So like the unicorns and the pastels and just really cutesy kind of things, rainbows and and different things like that. Um, and some people may look at that and be like, "Ugh, why do you have this screensaver of a unicorn on your phone?" But because I look at it and I'm like, oh, look at the unicorn. Like it's only been like a couple of days since I've had this particular one on my phone. And the last couple of days, I'll go to my phone and I'm like, oh, look at the unicorn. Like I always forget, but it always brings a smile to my face. It's always something that I notice rather than my last screensaver. I honestly couldn't even tell you what it was because it was just so nondescript and boring. Like, bring in that color, that vibrancy, that youthfulness, that childlike energy. And who cares if somebody calls you a child? Who cares if somebody thinks that it's childish or childlike, as long as you're not like actually trying to, go move back home and be a child and have somebody else take care of all your responsibilities and all of that. Like, we're not doing that. Okay. Um, but bring in that energy to your life. Allow yourself to tap back into those